Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Contaminator! Contaminator! Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I can't stop breaking your brain! Shaking your skull crack! You can stop shaking your brain! Shaking your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star broad blast! You can't stop me! 5-star broad blast! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the king of the gang! The balance of power that's in! You can't stop the king of the gang! The balance of power that's in! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip, kick you in the air! I will decimate! You can prepare for! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! 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 Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Holy crap, are we really going to hear RVD's voice at the end of this song? Yes! Yes! Damn, it's been a long time since we've done a show, hasn't it? Yes, yes. As I have just said. It's the 22nd of June, 2011. Congratulations, everybody. We made it. A lot of people have not made it. They probably listened to our last show a long time ago. Today is the death day of Fred Astaire, 1987, from pneumonia. Throw that out there because I have a death calendar and it tells me every day who died on that day. At least it names somebody. I can't name everybody. Too many people die. Which, by the way, can I just bring this up? This has never made sense to me. If you think about all the generation after generation after generations of people that have lived on this planet, and they're all dead each time, every however many years, and it used to be more, common that they died more frequently back in the day. Lived to be 30 years old. Now they live to be whatever. If we live to be 90, that's awesome. But anyway, where's all the bodies? Why is the whole planet not one big cemetery? Anybody know? Think about that. Give it some thought, because I've wondered that for a long time. And you can say, well, some people get cremated. Not enough people to answer that equation. Look at the globe, fill it with people all over it. Boom, put them in the ground. I'll fill it again, all with people. Boom, put them in the ground. Fill it with people again, put them in the ground. You've only gone through 3 generations, not thousands. Where's everybody? It's not like cemeteries are the fastest growing business. And it's not like cemeteries are like acres and acres and acres of empty land. They're about the same. What are they doing with the bodies? Stack them together? I don't know. Not my subject, though, for today. But, as you know, we talk about a bunch of random shit. And I just brought that up because people die. But we're not. Fuck no, we're living. We're happy to be alive. And today, we're doing a show. It's going to be an hour long. Yeah, we've tried it before in the past, and it didn't work. I think we've tried at least twice. This is at least the third time I'm going to try to do a show in an hour. It always ends up being 2 hours because that's just the energy of the show. But I feel like we got an hour tonight. I feel like that's what we got. Nikki Starr is not with us. Taking her place is Matt Denton. Thank you for being here, Matt. I appreciate that. Also, SVD is not here. I think we got an hour. And this show is basically just to get back into doing these. I know people count on listening to the shows, and we haven't done one in a while. We've been waiting on some things that are moving along nicely, like my website. If you've been to robvandam.com lately, you might see it looks a little bit different. It's going through reconstruction right now that I'm pretty stoked about. And when it's done, then I'll be wanting to do these shows much more frequently and trying to synchronize it with the website. We have the chat room on there we go to. We talk about stuff in the forums, all that. But today, not so much of that. Not a whole lot of plugging going on. We only got 54 minutes. Boom! Just like that. I was thinking, what could we talk about? And I had this conversation earlier today, and it reassured me what a good idea it is for a topic. Because I was talking to my friend Cushionator, and gambling came up. I said, dude, why is gambling illegal? And he said, because people, when they gamble, they end up not being able to pay their debts. And then they end up in trouble. Then they gamble more to pay more, and then they end up getting killed. And I said, wait a second. So the law is to protect me from my own stupidity? I said, what about, what if you tell me, hey, Rob, I bet you $10 I can get that girl's phone number? And I said, all right, cool, you're on. Should that be illegal? And they said, well, no, to be like maybe like $1,000, line. I said, well, that's relative. If I'm a billionaire, what's $1,000 to me? That's not even that's a penny, if that. So I thought that'd be an interesting thing to talk about because I just thought about this the other day when it came up. That I think it's a silly law unless this show can prove me differently. There's like you go to Indian reservations and there's special places where they have casinos, and it's one of those laws, by the way, that everybody likes to break, and then they want to pretend that they're righteous and crack on other people for choosing which laws that they break. I don't approve of the laws that you choose to break, like smoking that crazy reefer. But they gamble and they get together and they play poker in back rooms, or they take trips to Vegas and then stay at the table for 48 hours straight through on a binge. I don't get it. Not a gambler myself. I don't really have anything against it. I mean, I almost like the idea of laying down some money on black and saying, go for it. But whatever I'm going to lay down is only going to be something I can afford to lose, and it's going to be so minimal that I'm not really going to care that much if I double it. So that's pretty much my dilemma. I have played blackjack, like little $5, $7 hands or whatever, but I could give a shit if I won $40. So I'm just going to keep throwing it down until it's gone and say, oh, okay. And whatever I chose to gamble is what it costs. That's the way I look at it. So that's, why it's really not my thing that much. But I'm going to get some other people in here and have their opinions on it real soon. Also, let me bring up, I grew up eating and being clothed off of the Michigan State Lottery. That's what my dad did for a job. This tells me that gambling is okay as long as the state gets their piece of the cut. See, I've for quite a while profess that the government is just a big mob. They just want their take on everything, and they shake you down, and you got to have protection money with insurance and all this stuff, you know, and what they do to keep out the competitors and make sure you don't get your product from anyone else with them. That's the government, and I think that's what the deal is with the lottery, because every state has a lottery, and surely that's gambling. I'm not calling you Shirley. Relax. The mobsters back in the day, very, very famous financial gaining time period for the mob was Prohibition. Then in 1933, 34, they ended marijuana prohibition. And so what did the mobsters do? They all went out to Vegas, because Vegas was the place where gambling was legal, and they could open up all these huge hotels and make millions of dollars skimming, and also, you know, gambling. They had the Bugsy Siegel had the numbers rackets, and they'd bet on the horses and all kinds of crap. And they used to go to Cuba before that. There's Atlantic City. There's certain places where it's okay, and other places it's a sin. So there you go. That's why I'm throwing it out there. I want to talk about it, see what we can find out, get your opinions. I'm definitely not an expert on the subject. Maybe we'll talk to some today, but I'm going to go to the phones. And first off, I want to say hello to, is LW Radio, is that you, Matt Denton, or is that somebody else? Because usually Nikki Starr's caller number one.
Yes,
Matt
sir,
Denton.
that's me.
That is you. Well, thank you for stepping in and hosting the show tonight and taking the callers and keeping the chat room going and whatever the hell it is that Nikki Starr usually does.
Which isn't much, really. Not
yeah,
much.
That's what I figured. I thought we could probably swing it without her tonight. Hopefully she'll be back soon. So, Matt, step in on this subject. Have you thought about that before? Is it a silly rule, or is it a law that's got validity, and gambling you think maybe should be illegal?
It really isn't something that I've thought about, because here in the UK, gambling's not illegal. We don't have as many casinos as, say, Las Vegas, but we have like smaller kind of petty arcades where you just throw away a couple of quid on a slot machine. That's basically the limit of our gambling.
So do you not have like junkies that end up like losing their houses and their lives over gambling?
Not that I know of. But the most common the most common gambling over here is the national lottery, and I'm sure that's the same way over in the US as well.
Which is considered a wonderful thing, because they supposedly give a piece of it to education and to the schools and stuff.
True.
And it also, that's my retirement plan, by the way, too, is I need to win at least $100 million in the lottery in order to get all the things that I dream about.
To be honest, if you don't pay money towards the lottery and you save that $1, you will save $100 million before you ever win $100 million.
Well, it depends on how much you would spend on the lottery. How much did you say?
Say? No, I didn't say, but over here, it's like...
Because, I mean, really, if you break it down, I mean, if you spend, $5 or $10 a week, which is a decent amount, but that's still, only, like $500 a year. That would take an awful lot to make $1 million.
Yeah. It's true, but, it's all a matter of the statistics. You're more statistically likely to get struck by lightning than you are to win the lottery.
Well, I would, choosing from the two, I would much rather, I pick the lottery. I'm going to get Officer X's opinion. So thanks, Matt Denton. Stand by, jump in whenever you feel like it. Hopefully this show's probably going to go by pretty quick, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Officer X, how goes it to you, sir?
Good. What's happening, my man?
Dude, now I want to get your perspective, and at first, it's like gambling, what about it? But when you think about it, isn't it one of those victimless crimes where the only thing I can think of for the government or the powers to be to outlaw gambling is for control? And I mean, it always seems to go back to that. But what's your take on it?
No, not a victimless crime, because you get it funds so much other stuff, and the families are the sad parts, like the places where the father takes the paycheck and puts all the money at the casino or bets it on the football games, and the family has nothing to feed itself and things like that. It's an addiction like anything else, but it's very hypocritical in my opinion, because it's illegal to gamble in California, but in Nevada you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Well, of course, and I mean that's all laws are like,
it's either wrong or it's not. Like, you can't bet a basketball game. You can't bet a basketball game, but you can go pick what four numbers are going to come up in a drawing every fucking night.
It's the same thing, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that the mafia hasn't been able to fix is pro wrestling. That's why you can't gamble on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly boxing has, over the years, has proven to be very controllable, and the mobsters have always had their hand in fixing the fights and arranging the best financial income, right?
Horse racing.
Right. All right, but here's the thing, though, because based on what you just said, I liken it to drugs, okay? Drugs are good. Drugs save our lives. You know, when you have a toothache and you get your tooth taken out, they give you a painkiller. When you're getting operated on, they will give you something to make you go to sleep. When you have a cold, the flu or something, you get cough syrup. These are drugs. The message that's always out there is that drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Drugs are good. Abuse is bad. Abuse is bad. So I wonder, what about that formula and applying it, towards gambling? Because, I mean, I understand where abuse can take over and be a bad thing, but when you're just talking about the general topic of gambling, you're not necessarily talking about, families being fucked up and people, being addicted necessarily, or is that automatically 100%? Does that just go hand in hand with gambling?
I don't think so. I mean, if you're a guy who can go to Atlantic City for a weekend once every 3 or 4 months, and you go there with $1,000, and if you lose the $1,000, you're done, or if you keep going, if you're winning, you're fine. But I mean, if you're some dope who's got to get new credit cards and get cash advances, and you're an idiot, it's your own fault. You can't fix stupid,
So did I just flip you? Should it be legal?
No. I'm giving you the legal point of view, but I mean, everything's about control. If you can't handle it, don't do it.
Right. Obviously.
Today it was funny. I bought a Powerball ticket and another one at the convenience store today, and a Mega Millions ticket. What's the big deal? It cost me $2. And this is going to break me. I'm not out betting $300,000 on the UCLA basketball game. That would be fucking dumb,
Have you ever been struck by lightning?
Hit by a tornado a couple of weeks ago, but not struck by lightning.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
But seriously, it's like anything else. In moderation, it's fine, and if it's not done in moderation, it's bad. But
that's what the Iron Sheik always said. So, all right, well, hang on there, Officer X. I'm going to let our good New York correspondent friend, Mr. Harry Slash, on the network communication with us. What up, Harry Slash?
Yo, what up, guys? Dude, gambling.
How are you?
Hey, all good here in New York, back in the studio, recording the new record. Good news on that other thing I'd been dealing with for 6 months that I'll talk to you off the air about.
Yeah, I got that message.
Yeah.
There's a funny end to it.
Yeah.
Live it some more times, yeah. All right. Hey, do you gamble?
Barely, if ever. I live in New York. It's a gamble when you leave your house. But gambling is the most contradictory bullshit law on the books, and it's only legal if the government can get a piece of the action.
All of it, not even a piece, Harry.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Scratch-off tickets is gambling. Okay, I knew someone that was so addicted to scratch-offs that he would go through like $300-400 in scratch-off tickets in a day. Blow the entire salary, tap into the bank account. The government doesn't mind if you go to OTB and bet on the horses. They don't mind if you play the lottery. But if you have 4 friends over your house playing cards and you're wagering, technically that's illegal. You know, even sports betting has changed to the point, like if you look at the Sunday morning shows talking about the football games, they give you the odds. They give you the point spreads now. Like you'd only get those in the betting pools back in the day, in the football pools. Now Madden or whoever the hell's on is giving you the point spread and the odds and picking the favorites for you. You know, if it's something the government can get a piece of the action from, they're fine with it.
I find that to be the truth more and more and more, which is why I say they're a big mob. It's just like, you know, one of the families taking over the territory and saying, hey, you know, you're going to get your garbage from me, you're going to order your alcohol from me, you're going to get your clothes from me. You know, it's really the same thing. The government is the dominant mob, the one that won, that will kill out the competition, keep them banned, and keep control on everything. And this is just like, I think this is further evidence of it.
Absolutely. I mean, here on the East Coast, you got Atlantic City and you got the Connecticut casinos, Mohegan Sun and you know, the other ones up in Connecticut. Well, if they can do that, they were talking about legalizing gambling in Coney Island. Why is it okay that you can only gamble in certain sections and certain parts of the country but not other parts? Well, that's because the government heavily regulates and sees what's going in, and they have their hand out at the pay window just like you do. You know, when you win something at AC or Mohegan Sun or Connecticut or even Vegas, once you win, they take out your taxes right away.
Harry, in Massachusetts, if you hit the mass cash, which plays 3 times a week, it's $100,000, 5 out of 5 numbers, you take home $63,000.
Where does the rest go?
$37,000 right off the top in taxes.
And then you got to pay tax on top of that.
And you got to pay income on that again.
Yep. Then you pay tax on the interest you make off it in the bank. The government's fine with gambling. Anything they can profit from, they're okay with. At the end of the day, it's a very, very double-edged sword. It's one of the most contradictory laws. You know, gambling is illegal, yet we have the Lotto, the Mega Millions, you got the Powerball, you got the scratch-off tickets, you got the Win for Lives, you got OTB. That's all gambling. And if you go to Gamblers Anonymous, there are just as many people in there for blackjack as there are for scratch-off tickets.
Yeah, you know, I remember this story happening. It was a while ago, and I don't even remember which state because I travel around so much. But I remember it made the big news that some local authorities busted an old folks' home for playing bingo. Do you guys remember ever hearing that?
I kind of remember that, yeah.
And it was big news, and they were laughing. It's like, come on, it's harmless. These old ladies are playing bingo for change or cookies, whatever the fuck it is. But really, I mean, if you do just look the other way and you arrest other people, then it's hypocritical.
Absolutely. You know, that's our great government, hypocrisy for all.
Yeah. I'm doing all this show by myself, so I'm texting Justin at the same time because I'm trying to get Justin to call in, but I got to get a gambler's perspective, and but I got my friend here that you guys don't know, but I'm going to call him anyway. I think he's been on the show before, but I want to get his perspective because you guys said that you guys don't gamble. This is my good friend that I hang out with in Vegas all the time. In fact, he introduced my wife and myself together many, many years ago, so he's a really good friend of mine. And I just saw him yesterday in L.A., and now he's back in Vegas. I'm going to get his take on this subject. I want to get Justin to call. He's on too. Justin loves poker. Loves it. Loves poker tournaments.
For real?
Yeah, so this is going to be Dane. Pick up your phone. Hey, great Dane.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Hey, so you're on the air right now, and on my radio show that I'm doing. And hey, by the way, it was good seeing you last night. Always have fun.
It's great to see you too. Ooh la la.
You guys either had one tied on, or everything that was said was the funniest thing ever. But
well, I think that story is probably one of the funniest stories I've ever heard, to be honest with you.
Yeah. All right. Hey, the reason that I wanted to call you, Dane, was because we're talking about gambling. It's today's topic, and I got some people on the line here. One of them is my police officer friend. It's good to get his perspective of it from the law. But, you know, it seems like my friend Harris Flash says, it seems like it's a bullshit law that gambling is illegal. You live in Las Vegas where it's legal. In fact, one of the only places in the country where it is legal, and that draws a lot of tourism. Like most of the people that come to Vegas are probably there to gamble, right?
Coming here for the big win.
Right. So
they come either that or to bet on sports, because I mean a lot of places you can gamble now that you didn't used to be able to, as far as video poker or even cards now. But sports gambling is only allowed here or online illegally. So a lot of people come here to bet on games too.
Now, how is that different than like the wiring that Bugsy Siegel came to Vegas to take over, or is it the same thing?
Well, that's the same thing. That's betting, people from other states betting, and them phoning them in. It's just like it's having a bookie, but it's not legal to do. You actually have to come here and place the bet yourself. Supposedly, is what you're supposed to do. Now, a lot of people have people out here that they either send money to or they have an account with or whatever that go and make the bets for them personally. Whether they live here or not, which is not really the way it's supposed to be. And that's that wiring thing that you know what I mean? But that was more horse racing, what they were doing back then anyways, too, though, you know?
Right.
A lot of it had to do with the horses.
Right. I knew they did, but I'm always confused on exactly how that works, you know, because basically that allows them to place the bet without being there, I guess, right?
It allows them to place the bet, which, you know, like I said, people not living here aren't supposed to be, or not in the state itself, aren't supposed to be able to place the bet. And that gives them the opportunity to place it through another person, through a bookie or whatever the case is.
Okay. And then also, like when they have offshore gambling, that's the same shit, right? There's like a boat out in the ocean past, I don't know if it's international waters or wherever the territorial legal boundaries are, and then you go out there and then it's okay, right?
Yeah, without outside of international waters, but it also has a lot. Offshore gambling also is people that set up the online things outside that are offshore. They're in Jamaica or Costa Rica or you know, wherever, and those people are setting up online accounts and letting people put money into them, and that's the same thing with all this poker stuff that's going on right now. That you know, a lot of people just got in trouble for was you know, the money laundering and the taking the bets when you're illegally, because I mean it's legal for them to take the bets where they're at, but it's not legal for you to place them from where you're at. So it's kind of like a catch-22.
Sounds like
when they do the online stuff. That's kind of what they're falling into, is that.
Awesome. All right, I'm not going to repeat my poker face joke because
Lady Gaga.
Thank you very much. Yes. All right. What do you think about the law? I mean, do you think that for the rest of the country, do you think it's kind of silly, or if not, what would the reason? I really don't understand the reason why it's illegal.
The reasoning behind it is that a lot of places don't want to have it because of the poverty and everything that it could create if it gets out of hand. And
okay, so
on the other part of the law,
it's a preventative law then. Basically, it's like saying abuse would be bad, so use is bad.
Exactly. And also, if you really want to dig a little deeper into it, it's probably more of who's making sure that it's not legal someplace else, and why it's only legal here. Do you know what I mean? There's some people that are higher up the food chain than you or I that are probably stopping that law from going through someplace else and taking all the money out of Vegas.
Right. You know, one thing I always wonder about, back in the day, you know, when all the mobsters were skimming from the hotels, I always wonder if the town of Las Vegas, because obviously they're kind of proud of their mobster history, and they're opening up that museum downtown, and you and I went to Tropicana's mob experience, which was cool. I would totally do it again, and will. But I don't think I'll do the bus tour again. But
definitely not the bus tour.
Right. But what I wonder though, and I've never heard this addressed, I wonder if Vegas, like as a city, or if the people there, if they feel ripped off because by the mafia skimming the money and sending it back to Chicago, or sending it, wherever they were, skimming the local economy. I mean, if you say, at the Tropicana they skimmed $4 million a year, and at the
but without them being here, them being here, you have no economy. So without those people being here, whether they're sending some back or not, you're not getting the part that you are getting, and there is no economy without that. So I mean, I don't think they're pissed off, or I think they may be a little bit, maybe a little put off, but I don't think they're ungrateful because, like I said, without that whole experience, without that whole thing happening, Vegas wouldn't be here, and they wouldn't have all the shows and all the clubs and all the opportunities and the restaurants and everything that everybody that lives here gets to enjoy.
Yeah, well, I guess.
So I mean, I think it's kind of a you wash my hand, I'll wash yours, kind of, or scratch my back, whatever the saying is, kind of thing,
Right. You touch my balls.
Nothing like that, penis breath.
Yeah, I got to use the soundbite.
Penis breath, huh?
Yeah. Officer X, you're still on, right?
Yep.
All right, well, say something, motherfucker. You're so quiet. Listen, is it basically
I'm listening to everything here, and I think Dane is right on the fucking money because if they didn't limit casino gambling to Las Vegas, it would be fucked. It'd be a hole-in-the-wall desert deal because, like, if you go to Pennsylvania, they open these casinos up on Indian reservations, and they're trying to do it in Mass and in Connecticut and Rhode Island and stuff, and they suck the life out of all the local places. Like, if you like Mohegan Sun in Connecticut's trying to put one in Massachusetts, that would kill the western part of Massachusetts because it just sucks all the money out everywhere.
I don't have a problem with gambling because I don't gamble.
No, I don't give a fuck about it. If you want to spend your money on chocolate, you want to spend it on weed, you want to spend it on booze, you want to spend it on gambling, it's your fucking business. We're born with an intellect and free will.
Booze.
Wait, who said that, Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Bruce Jingles on the line, everybody. I just let him on. I totally didn't know that. Just looking at you, figure you'd be one of those card players or something.
Oh, like the old black guys in the barbershop.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, man. I guess it's like we lost Dane, but I'll hit him up later and thank him for calling in. He works at Treasures in Las Vegas. If you're there, awesome, classiest gentleman's entertainment place there for sure. So check it out and go see DJ Dane, my buddy. So you don't gamble at all, Bruce. What do you think about the law? Have you ever even thought of it? Like, I honestly, till recently, never really put that much thought into it. And then I was like, wait a second. Now, I'm an adult. I pay taxes and shit. I look at the way that, our laws are structured, and most rules are made for idiots. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason a bottle of Drano says, do not drink, because idiots, you know what I mean? So I look at most laws like do.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Okay, what do you think about this as a law, gambling? I mean, shouldn't I have a right if I want to, for the spirit of competition, if I want to say, hey, Bruce, I bet you $50, I can beat you arm wrestling. I mean, should that be illegal?
No, it shouldn't be illegal. No, it shouldn't be illegal. I mean, isn't gambling? Are there parts of Europe where gambling is legal, like Monte Carlo and all that shit? And Ibiza,
yes,
French Riviera and stuff. We need to this country needs to decide to start making money of what it's got, dude. So legalize weed, legalize gambling, legalize prostitution.
Legalize it and tax it, huh? The gambling, you're saying, right? All right. Well, hey, also joining us, let me let him right through because I appreciate you calling in, Mr. Diamond Dallas Page.
What's up, DDP?
Hey, how are you, man? Hey, this is I didn't know this was going to be this good. So far, this is a really good show and a good fucking debate and good topic. Hopefully, Justin's going to be calling in a little while, too. So, if you haven't been listening, we're talking about gambling. just in general, it's I don't know. You know what? I'm going to look up definition of that, even though someone will probably get it before me. But anyway, as a law, DDP, have you ever thought about should gambling be legal or illegal? It's a verb. It means play games of chance for money or to bet. Okay, yeah, we get that. To play, if I want to play a game with you for the chance of money, whose right should it be if you and I want to do that or not? What do you think?
Well, I think that the government pretty much controls all of it, and Las Vegas was the only place you can do it in the beginning, and then it just expanded everywhere, and they had to make a for screwing them so many years ago. So they gave them legalized gambling until they realized, well, wait a minute, there's a shitload of money to be made here. And, to me, I was gambling since I was like 13 years old. I mean, like stupid gambling, like betting on the changes of the lights. Like, we're going to make it to that green light. I'll bet you $5 we're not. The other guys,
right.
It could be betting on anything. One time we were freaking betting on my buddy and I were painting. Right? Pages painters back in the day. I was like 19 years old. And we would bet on who's the next song to come on the air. And you had to pick, was it a male or female? That got you, 1 point. If you picked the band, that got you 2. If you picked the male, female band, and the song, it was $5. So it was $1, $2, and $5, and at the end of the day, I was up like $47, and we were getting paid about, with the guy we actually, I wasn't working for myself, but I was working for this guy, Mike Levy. He was paying us $100 a day to paint. So I was up $47, and I said, on the next song, here's my deal. I said, let's just do double or nothing. He said, you're on. And I picked Chaka Khan, and the fucking. To me, I got gambling shit all over my arms. I got what do
you mean you got gambling shit all over your arms?
Like that tattoo on my right tattoo, which has been all those crazy action figures. I got the dead man's hand, which Wild Bill Hickok got shot with, and I got the flaming yeah, he got shot with that in the back. I don't remember who shot him, but he got shot in the back with that hand. And if you go to, you've been to Sturgis, right, bro?
Sturgis. No, Missouri. Where the fuck is that?
No, it's north. The big biker rally. It's been going on for 60 years.
I may have been there once. I may have wrestled there one time and been through, I think, but I don't remember much about it. By the way, you're kind of like fading in and out. Your cell reception is questionable. DDP.
Any better?
I don't know. Say something smart.
Fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a pretty big part of your life then, I guess, gambling, huh?
No, it was. It was. And that's why I put it on my arms, because I don't gamble on all the bullshit anymore after I lost 23 out of 25 football games. And my whole reason I put all the gambling shit on my arms is because I only gamble on myself. Put money into myself.
Okay, all right. Well, Harry Slash, living up in New York City, I think about all the footage I saw of Mayor LaGuardia with all these slot machines, and he's like bashing him with a hammer, and trying to say, no more gangsters and no more gambling in the city. Have you ever seen that footage?
Yeah, it was a little before my time, but I have seen the old black and white footage, but that's bullshit. And you can go, if you know the right people, you can go play Texas Hold'em right now illegally. If you know where the right after-hours bar, and they have dozens of joker poker machines, in some cases they will have roulette wheels in there as well. You're never going to totally stop gambling as long as it's illegal. It's the old draw. If something's illegal, people want to do it. And the more illegal it is, the more they want to do it, because it's the thrill of getting caught as well as the thrill of winning.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I mean, it would be awesome, to be the guy, to come back and say, oh my God, I put everything down and boom, and you win real big. I mean, that would be fucking sweet. I get the thrill of of wanting to go for that, but it's never interested me enough to put anything on the line, anything of value to me on the line like that. I do remember when I was a kid playing Atari 2600 with the kids across the street, and we were playing Wizards of War, I was getting my ass beat. And we're playing like $2 a game or something. And I kept, playing double or nothing. But I could not fucking I couldn't get past this guy. I was doing the job every fucking time. And I got to where I was like $36 or some shit. And I was like, oh, my God, if I do double or nothing, I'll be $72. I was just a kid. I mean, I was, like, crying, like, oh, my God, I can't do that. And I was just, and right then, I was like, man, gambling fucking sucks. I had to try and work out some kind of other deal and beat him and somehow get him in my favor at something else so I could try and cancel it out. That was my only fucking hope.
For the longest time, the OTB commercials had the slogan, bet with your head, not over it. They thought that would help curtail the degenerate gamblers from, blowing the kids' college fund. But that ain't going to curtail it at all.
No. Just throw it out.
If people fucking won, Vegas...
Can't do that. Let's go.
Go ahead, Officer X.
If people won, Vegas wouldn't look like Vegas. The lottery wouldn't have the lottery. No one would be putting their money in that shit. Think about that Sopranos one where the guy lost his sporting goods store and they busted him out.
Yeah.
That's the fucking story with sports betting. You never, ever, ever win. Never. You might have a good day.
Buddy Wilkerson was the guy that originally started building the Flamingo when there wasn't hotels on that road that's now the Strip. It was just Highway 91. It was desert there, a little ways south of downtown Las Vegas where all the hotels were. And he started building it, but he was a gambler himself, and he lost all his fucking money and had to go to the mob to help solve the money problems. So that's where Bugsy Siegel came in. Boom. Over and ended up owning the place eventually, and thank God they didn't kill Buddy Wilkerson, but it was gambling that they lost that. Now he gets all the credit, and because of the Warren Beatty movie, people think Bugsy Siegel went out to the desert and said, can't you see it? But no, that shit was already like half built and already had all the plans and stuff. But do you have issues like legally, like as part of your job? Do you ever have to arrest people where gambling is a big factor?
No, not when I do this. There's guys that do that. I don't do that though. It's a different division. But I mean, it's not. Most gambling's done on the internet now. It's expensive to do. No one's gonna bet with Vito the bookie who will break your leg if you don't pay him when you can do it on a fucking credit card in the Cayman Islands and not worry about getting hurt if you don't pay.
Hey, but Vito's got to eat too, man.
Right, Vito got to eat. But everything changes. I mean, the government takes it and fuck it. The lottery, everything is what it is, It
is what it is, so we as people, as voters, shouldn't try to change anything or state our opinion, or what? What are you saying?
Well, they're talking about bringing gambling to New York City, I think to either Coney Island or somewhere along the Atlantic coast here in New York. And Atlantic City flipped out, and Mohegan Sun flipped out, and somebody got paid off, and that whole thing was dropped.
Can you imagine money if you could get a casino in Midtown Manhattan? Oh, my God.
Well, it would kill Atlantic City, it would kill Jersey, and it would kill Connecticut, because a majority of the people that go north to Connecticut or south to AC are coming from New York.
Correct.
What about
everything's moderation, What are they going to do next? You can control cheesecake because people are eating themselves to death? What the fuck? You got to be responsible for yourself.
Well, they've already started that. They've banned trans fat and other stuff here in New York and other countries and other states or whatever, where the government is it's very slowly turning into an Orwellian society where Big Brother is watching over you doing everything at any time.
Slowly, it is.
Absolutely.
So, hey, Bruce Jingles.
Yes, sir.
Making sure you were still on with us. Do you got some buddies, some friends that just fucking, love to play cards and poker? And,
my manager's a fucking gambling addict. No, seriously. No, my manager spent all the money. I gave him one day, from a daytime gig, and I had a gig in Laughlin. Where was I? In Laughlin? Yeah, it's on the radio. It was in Laughlin. He spent all the money he got from the daytime gig within 3 hours. Which was like $600. ouch.
Was he hurting?
Yeah, he was hurting for certain. Then the son of a bitch sends another 500 from a future gig.
Wow.
Seriously, no. But seriously, he said, like, what did you lose, like $1,100? Okay, he's in denial, and they ain't nothing but a river.
You should have just gotten a hooker.
I know. Yeah, you should have just got a hooker.
Then,
if you want
hooker. Hey, yeah, Bruce? Once you get the hooker, if you really want to gamble, then you just don't wear a condom, right?
Hey, man, that's at least you get something out of that.
Not money.
You got to send money to get rid of it, whatever you get.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, I hate cards. I hate to use the word hate because it's such a negative word. Let me try and rephrase that. I am really turned off by cards, and it's not for like any good reason. It's not like I got beat as a little kid, on a card table or who's whistling?
The manager. Everybody.
All right, I'm gonna put you on mute if you don't stop. We're gonna rape him on a card table. Anyway,
he's gonna rape you on a card table, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, for me, I don't know what it is, but I really like if I was to play cards, I would just feel like I'm somehow robbing myself of that part of my life. You know what I mean? Not that I don't spend time doing mindless stuff and watching TV or whatever, but during cards, for me, it's like you're just sitting there. And for some reason, it just seems like such a stale energy for me. And I like to play when I was a kid, I guess. But some of my friends, like Justin, who's supposed to be calling in a few minutes, he'll stay there like for hours and hours and hours and hours. Sonia, actually, SVD, isn't with us tonight because she's in Vegas. Her brother and our in-laws came from Ohio to Vegas, and she said her brother will sit there all day at the table. And I know people that say that they make money at that. I know a guy in Missouri that swears like that's what he does for a living. He says he's so good. He's one of the best guys at poker. He says that he makes a living winning tournaments. But I don't know. I mean, from what I understand about it, isn't it like aren't the odds against that?
Yeah, I don't have the patience to gamble. That's just plain and simple. It's just gambling's too much work.
Yeah, the only game I kind of understand is blackjack, and like I said, fuck it. Whatever I'm willing to gamble, that's just going to be what it costs. Hey, what happened to DDP, by the way? Is he still on the line or no? I totally forgot he was. I think we lost him. It says caller on air, but it's not lit up. Strange. I totally forgot about that. We were talking to Dallas, and he had gambling tattoos and all kinds of shit.
How about these Chinese guys in the casino and the high stakes? That's fucking crazy.
What's that? What Chinese high stakes? And why do you hate Chinese people?
No, I like Chinese people. You go to Vegas, you ever see all the Asian dudes love gambling.
Yeah, that's true.
Those giant fucking high stakes poker hands at $5,000-$10,000 a hand, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but if somebody's got like billions of dollars, like Rob said earlier, $10,000 is nothing to them.
It's all relative. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you're, we hear the B word so often now that we're becoming desensitized to it. He's a billionaire. But when you think about how much fucking money that is, it's sick. It's fucking, $1 billion fucking dollars. First off, if you want to get $1 million in a year, that's $20,000 every single week of the whole fucking year. All right, 100 times that is nowhere near $1 billion. Nowhere near $1 billion.
Gosh.
It's so much fucking money. Matt, let Justin through. I see that he called, but he's not turned on yet. We're gonna get our gambler or poker MMA UFC fighter Justin McCauley and get his take on this. And it's been a pretty good show. I think we've kind of talked about what the concerns are pretty much. We'll fill Justin in on this. Can you hear us, JMC? We can't hear you. Not yet. I don't know. He's not connected. But On the line with us, we got Officer X, we got Harry Slizash, DDP, I guess, I think we lost him. We had Diamond Dallas Page, and Bruce Jingles, you got to go, right, dude? Yeah, he just hung up. Bruce texted me and said that he's got to go, so, okay. Boom. DMC, what up, Justin McCauley?
What up, party people in the place to be? How's the show?
Dude, it's been good, man. We're trying to squeeze it into an hour today. We got no Nikki Starr, no SVD. Kind of a last-minute show just to have one, get us back into the flow of things because we're going to start doing this on a regular basis again. And it's been good. We're talking about gambling, and we got Officer X on the line and Harry Slash, and we've got their perspectives. And, I don't gamble myself, but I think it's a silly law, and I never really thought about it much so recently, but I don't really understand. Wait, Officer X, why is it illegal again? Like, if you could put it in a few words to me, just so I understand, why is gambling against the law?
Well, because degenerates go and spend all their fucking money on it, and they can't think for themselves, so the government does it for them.
All right, so my rights are compromised to protect idiots, just like most laws are. But JMC, you love playing poker, and you love going to Vegas, and you're pretty good at it, right?
Yeah, totally. I win tourneys all the time, so I like the ability, But again, poker is not gambling. Poker is a game of skill. It's a game of choice. Wait a second. That's okay, though, because gambling is a game. It's playing a game for a chance of money. So basically, if the money's on the table, then it falls into that category. Like, you can only do that legally in Vegas and Indian casinos scattered around, and Atlantic City, and it's crazy because it's controlled. Like, you and I, on a personal level, should be able to put some money on a game. Hey, let's play basketball for $20. Technically, that's illegal, but the lottery, state by state, is legal because they make money off it and get their cut. It seems like that's what it's all about, control and them getting their cut. But like Officer X says, you're protecting idiots from themselves because they will gamble too much. That one's kind of hard for me to justify, though, because that's them, not me. I can appreciate that, you know what I mean? But, laws that protect idiots are only killing ourselves because we're preventing the idiots from being weeded out of society. So it's a catch-22. It's good to protect people, but again, at the end of the day, are we really disservicing ourselves? So, but long story on, gambling's a bad thing. It is a bad thing. It can ruin families, it can ruin lives. A lot of people will lose their livelihood. Over ridiculous things, whether a guy's going to score a touchdown or not, you know what I mean? And that's craziness, dude. That's you have a problem if every night of the week you have action on a game or a few games, and I know plenty of people that do that. I mean, I envy them in a way that they can keep up with it as a hobby and keep up with statistics and who's winning and who's hot, who's not, who's starting and where they're at, all the advantages that the weather might hold or whatever the fuck, however they bet, you know what I mean? And I think it's pretty cool. It's crafty. It's a good hobby. But again, there's people that have problems that are degenerate, that lose their lives, can't control themselves, like Officer X said. So those people, it's like a disease. It's like a drug. It's or worse even. And, you see them borrow, steal, and take everything they can and lose it all and try to get more to lose it, and they have no recollection or boundary of what they're doing, and so it just seems like something that maybe should be guarded and protected. But at the same time, I don't have a problem with this, so I can go in and I don't have enough money to have a problem with it, but I could go in and I could throw some money down here or there on blackjack or craps or whatever it might be, roulette or baccarat, mostly poker, as you stated. Because I feel poker is a skill game. You have your choice, and it's not always the best hand that wins. Like in a game in Vegas, like you're playing 21 against the house, no matter what, the cards are going to play out. In poker, you can get a guy off a hand, bet him off a hand. There's skill involved with the way you bet, the amount you bet, when you bet it, and so there's different things that that'll entail a win in a game of skill like poker, whereas when you're playing house games and casinos have the ability to just run you over and take your money, that's a different story, you know, and the people do need to be protected against things like that. I think back in the day, you'd have these gamblers that would come travel town to town during the gold rush. They'd roll into a town and just wipe out a town, and then before they get, you know, killed or robbed, they'd move on to the next town. And
just like with but listen, my thing, and I don't think it sounds like a good idea, so I don't gamble. But it sounds like a personal rights thing. And anyway, abuse of everything is bad. So, of course, this could happen, you know, I guess, but it seems like that's right. EP, you say that you're still here, but I find that hard to believe. Say something.
I am here.
Oh, okay. All right, well, fuck, on my switchboard, the other guys are lit up and they're yellow, and you're not highlighted, so I thought that meant you weren't there. So, all right. Well, cool.
I'm just sitting here listening to the whole thing. Who's just talking just now?
Justin McCauley.
That's what I thought. Hey, Justin. Good to hear you, man. Brother. Good.
Hey, so Matt, you have a question from the chat room. Bring that out here to the floor.
Yeah, Bull in the chat room asks, what about Russian roulette?
Hey, beautiful game. Okay, that game was made up by a straight savage, a warrior, a stud, and that game should be given respect.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, that's gambling everything. That's really putting it all on the line. I was saying, dude. All right. So Justin, you think that it should be illegal? That's interesting.
Well, I don't know. That's not necessarily illegal, but it should be controlled.
I know you're always like super right-wing conservative and shit, but
I don't think it should be government controlled. I just think there should be some sort of governing body that protects people from themselves in a way without the government being able to put a hand in it financially or being able to, leech off of it as something that they can put into society and really have a detrimental effect where you can wipe society down. I mean, look at the Indian culture. Now we see them making huge dollars, billions of dollars off the gambling industry, but for years and years and years they were crippled by it. So, it can be harnessed and turned into a great business. But again, is it pouring out the society and our people, in the way of something that could run them over and ruin their life? And if so, then yeah, they do need to be protected somewhat. But does that mean make laws and legislatures and have the ability to have the police called or lawsuits or anything? I don't think so. I don't think that.
Maybe it could be handled. Sounds like it could be handled just like having signs in your hotel that say no jumping off the 5th floor, no jumping off the 5th floor window.
There were like gambling clubs where you were a member of this club and there were guidelines to the clubs and you could safely monitor yourself, or there's a dean there that would monitor your actions and make sure you weren't getting too sloppy or out of control, and that could be cool.
Let me ask you this though. Now, getting away from just thinking about the law, can people really make a living off of that, or are the odds usually against you winning?
Well, apparently, from the big guys, and for a while there I was playing poker and thought I was going to be a poker professional, and it was cool, but you lose your stack.
Poker face.
And when you lose your stack, you're done. You know what I mean? Like you're bankrupt. You need to get somebody to finance you and give you a couple buy-ins, and then you got to get lucky and get back on top. So it's one of those things where you can make it, but how long are you going to make it before you break it? And how long can you outrun it?
We're not going to take it. How long can you make it before you break it? And we're not going to take it. Don't fake it.
So I'm saying, you look at the big gamblers now. I think they make a lot of their money on books and things like that. So. All right,
Dan. Thanks for calling in, dude. We're just about done. Ken, you want to slide a question in real quick?
Yeah, it seems like you guys are pretty much in agreement. I wanted to know, what are you going to do about it?
Well, nothing. Basically all this show ever does is explore thought. That's all I want to do is try and provoke people to think for themselves. And a lot of people probably never thought of that. I never did until just recently. I was like, wait a second, that seems ridiculous. Why is it illegal? When you think about it, it's like, should it be? That's all I want to do. I try and get people to be individuals and not so much just followers and sheep. DDP, thanks so much for calling in, and Officer Rex, and Bruce Jingles, and Justin McCauley, and
see ya.
Anything to plug, DDP?
No, not really.
Cool,
yeah,
man.
yes, I do. I'm going to Mexico. Go to DiamondDallasPage.com if you want to come down and party with me in Mexico at the end of August. Go check out the video. It's on DiamondDallasPage.com. I forgot all about that.
Sweet. Okay, awesome.
See?
All right, cool. Ladies telling me 10 seconds, so I think that was pretty good. And thanks, Matt, for hosting, and everybody. It was an awesome show. I don't know if we learned anything or not, but fuck it. We had a good time. I'd say bye, baby, but there's no one here but me, so see ya!
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Damn a needle! Damn summer needle! Damn crushing needle! Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I damn got straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star broad blast! You can't stop me! 5-star broad blast! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang! The balance of power and zen! You can't stop the yin and the yang! The balance of power and zen! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip, kick you in the yam!